I want to be beta blocker boots down.
I'm sorry, I need to start with Doja Cat's roots.
I'm not swallowing gum and getting shingles.
This is why we like our Santa accounts to be Brazilian.
I do love a woman with a lesbian husband, though.
She gave up the Whitney Houston wigs.
Well, that's the thing about Whoopi. She loves a dress.
Miss Mamas with the teeth.
Okay, first of all, we won't have a planet by then.
I love poor posture.
Unless you're Kelly Clarkson, I don't need you to cover anyone.
Here's what's on my mind today.
Say it.
You know, like a young mother, like a teen mom, is like, my daughter, we raised each other. I had her when I was 18. We grew up side by side. That's how I feel.
Why?
Remy turned 2. She's 2 years old as of March 2nd.
She is kind of raising you right. She's kind of getting you together.
She low-key is like, you better be home on time.
She kind of does this thing too, where she like cocks her head and looks at you a certain way to be like, I know you're playing in my face right now.
No, she really does. Because I was in therapy this morning, and I was talking about how like, oh well, I just happen to always be right most of the time. And Remy looks at me like,
Remy knocks on the door. So I'm hearing some lies.
Remy's like, excuse me, let me in this meeting. I need to be on this call.
Remy kind of holds you, brings you to the red table, if you will.
Shakes the table even. She does do that. Sometimes she is so like crazily like moving my arm out of her way to like snuggle up with me. I'm like, oh girl. She's like, Mama, put on a movie for us. And it's, age of innocence. And she barks at the screen when it's little dogs.
Do I need a son or a daughter?
You don't need a son, you need a daughter. Everyone should have a daughter.
I don't know. Because I think I would do like a cat if I were to get an animal.
Oh, I don't. I have an allergy.
You sound just like Michael. Peyton, don't. like it's your life. Yeah.
It is my life.
No, you're like, what am I going to do when
I don't want you to have cat hair all over you.
I just don't want my couch to get fucked up. I feel like that's actually the thing that they scratch.
And it would totally, it would get so messed up. Like,
but I would look so cute with a little.
No, it would get messed up. It would get it would be a mess.
Well,
I'm just trying to incept it into you that, like I'm affirming that, and you love your sofa so much.
And I can't do a dog, so what am I gonna do?
You're the godmother who got up.
Who got up from my couch to go to your couch and play with Remy for a few hours and then leave.
And isn't that the best relationship?
Yeah.
You tap in to tap out.
I do.
Totally. How have you been? Oh, Miss Beach. Oh, Miss Artist Way. Miss Rockaway.
That's what they call me on the streets. I'm different now. You heard it here first. I'm in my like eat, pray, love, like linen, white, looking out the window, warm cup of coffee.
To be clear, none of those things happen in Eat, Pray, Love.
Yeah.
She goes to Italy and eats pizza.
But I was doing it more as like a, I'm eating and I'm praying and I'm loving. Different from the film. It just happened to be the
separate
same
experience.
Separate experience. Living, laughing, loving.
Well, you look great. I can see it on you.
Thank you. It's, not being in New York is actually, not even, I was still in New York.
Yeah,
I was just like a few miles outside of it. But bravely started the Artist Way. And we have to talk about the Artist Way because there's a system in place here. Because did I buy that book many years ago? Absolutely. Did it collect dust for 2.5 of those years? For
100%.
sure. Did I then convince myself, I put it out, put it on my coffee table, not close enough, put it out, put it near my bed. It was like, I'll wake up and I'll look at it and it'll make me start thinking about it. Or you'll just go through a really tough month, book a stay at the Rockaway Hotel, bring it with you, and then you'll finally like really get into it. So you got to peer pressure yourself into the Artist Way. It's part of the whole journey.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a book that's made the rounds in my home. Adult Children of Emotionally Unavailable Parents. Emotionally Unavailable Parents? What is it called?
What it's called? We have talked about this book on this podcast like 20 times and we never get it right.
Well,
Adult Children of Emotionally Immature Parents.
Yes, totally. I have 2 copies.
One for you, one for Remy. You raised each other.
Touche. Nice one. Good move. Good move. No, I have one that's in my office and one that's in my bedroom. And I still have not gotten past page like 30.
You gotta.
But the first 35 pages have been like really strong.
I know, you're highlighting like crazy. Everything's underlined. It's notes in the margin. I feel like that's the first book and then you graduate into the Artist Way after that.
Oh, maybe. What's that other book that people read? Oh, The Body Keeps the Score.
Oh, I thought you were going to say like All About Love.
No.
The most toxic bitch
I've read that, obviously.
The most toxic bitch you know, though, has like All About Love. No creases. Never open, just sitting out on display. If you walk into
that's
someone's
all I
home,
need to know about love.
I just gotta see it. I just gotta know it's there when I'm ready. Anyway, so I'm in my healing journey, healing era.
Speaking of healing eras, we're talking about the White Lotus this week, set in Thailand in the middle of many people's healing journeys, or so we think. And we're also talking about, not quite healing, there's some healing that needs to happen. Alabama Barker versus Bhad Bhabie.
There is when white on white crime is happening at this scale, we really need to lock in and talk about it. We are also joined by Bhabie Finger and Lindsey Weber from Who Weekly to talk all things, you guessed it, Oscars.
I can't wait. So let me just say this.
Let me say this.
Are you looking for a home for your worst opinion?
Are you a hater first, but a lover of pop culture second? Consider this a glorified group chat, but we're not calling you out. No, we're calling you in. It's a safe space.
Deduction.
But, of course, from Wondery, I'm Peyton Dix.
And I'm Hunter Harris.
And this is Let Me Say This.
Let me say this.
Let me say this.
Let me say this. Let me say this.
Okay, one thing about me, I love the Oscars.
I know you do.
I feel like I'm like a kid on Christmas. Like, ooh, 2 sleep silly Oscars.
Well, I did say locking in was out this year, but for you, it's in.
I'm more than locked in. I'm like double buckled.
You're there.
Like a little kid in a car seat. That's how into the Oscars I am. But today we have some special guests to talk about the Oscars.
We do.
Bhabie Finger and Lindsey Weber are the hosts of Who Weekly, the podcast that tells you everything you need to know about the celebrities you don't. Thank you both for being here.
God, we
Thanks for
also love the
having us.
Oscars.
And thank
Love
God.
them so much.
Thank God we're safe here.
Imagine not loving the Oscars.
Has never been me. Has never been me.
Never.
We have an important question for you. First, are you lover or hater?
Period.
Period. Start there.
Lover.
Oh.
Lover.
You think so?
You didn't even blink.
You think so?
Of the Oscars?
Oh.
No.
No,
Just
in
generally.
general.
No,
In
generally?
general.
No, yeah, generally. Well, that's why I was like, do I need the correction? Because I feel like I'm a lover typically. Overly loving. I love to hate, but I feel like my average lover.
I love lover.
Yeah, lover.
Yeah.
That's like Taylor Swift.
With a
lover.
fist.
I guess
Yeah.
you're kind of the optimist. You're kind of the
Yeah. I can be
a hater.
I can be a pessimist, but
Sure.
not
Right.
necessarily. I mean, I can be a hater, but like
I would
lover
love
is
to
more
be a lover,
general.
but I feel like the critical stance is hater.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
Yeah.
if I consider myself to be a culture critic, which I guess I
Yeah.
have to,
Mhm.
it would be hater.
Okay.
This is your year, though.
But this is a yin yang
2025
thing.
is a year of the
It is a
hater, though,
yin
so
yang
you're
thing.
fine.
But I also think sometimes I hate like through the door of love. Like I love to hate.
It's productive.
Just
hatred.
be a hater.
No, and
Productive.
it's
through the
Productive
door
hate.
of love.
and it is a
Love.
strategy. It is a
Mhm.
strategy. I think this is something you always like as a critic. You're like, well, if you go through the path of being like, I love to hate this. This fuels me in a way, and I get so much joy from it. You can also get away with being a hater.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Are you a lover or hater of, Oscar category?
Mhm.
What?
No, I can't wait.
Okay. Okay. Lover or hater of the earnest, sincere speech versus like the snarky, quippy speech.
Earnest all the way. I need to be
Earnest.
earnest. That's
Yeah.
it. That's Oscars.
It's got to be
Yeah.
earnest.
It's gotta
Yeah,
be earnest.
totally.
Yeah.
Make me cry, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy
Show
for
me you
me.
care.
Yeah.
Show me
Yeah.
you care.
Show me you
Yeah.
care. How did you feel about the Timothy speech?
At the SAG Awards.
At the SAG
Incredible. Love him.
I
Loved it.
I was surprised that I liked it.
Yeah.
I kind of when I read about it, I was like, I feel like hater impulse was approaching.
It's
But
also
then
funny
I was like,
'cause
I love this.
If
Yeah.
he had said the same thing, maybe in a GQ profile, right? I think it could have come off pompous, bad,
Mm.
whatever.
Yeah.
But I think he realized that from his mouth, like
Mhm.
me watching him say it, it comes off like, oh, you should strive for greatness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should be
And I-
great.
You're a Capricorn.
Yeah.
And
And
maybe
you're a
that,
silly guy. I want you to work hard and be good.
and maybe that speech wouldn't have worked at the Oscars had he won. But I also think the SAG Awards were the right place for that
Yeah.
speech.
Sure.
I,
'cause
Like-
that's a big part of
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah.
It's like, you're on the mountaintop, but like not at the peak. And
Mhm.
so it is a really, I want him to like go for
like
it.
I want to be
Yeah.
as good as you guys are. It's like to my peers.
And
Like,
when he gets his
Yeah.
Oscar, that speech is going to hit even more.
Okay, first of all, we won't have a planet by then.
Mhm. It's true.
We'll all be dead.
okay, I
Not
think
too
it's
much.
going to be next year.
Right,
but,
right.
You know.
And Hunter's like, and still there won't be a
Mhm.
planet. We're all
After,
gonna be dead.
after Call Me By Your Name, I mean, that was like how Gary Oldman walked away with an Oscar out of a murderer's row of talent that year. Absolutely needs to be investigated. Okay, highs and lows from last night. And also, where'd you guys watch?
We watched at our friend Louie's house.
Mhm.
He has the nicest couch. Fit a lot of people, actually. I was really impressed.
A lot of
Shout out
space.
to Louie.
A lot of space.
A lot of people, which I know was
Yeah.
kind of a lot of people, but everyone really
Controversial
behaved,
topic.
I think.
Yeah.
And we had some funny jokes.
Great moments. I think it started with starting with the performances was smart
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
smart.
because
Yeah.
that was great.
So smart.
So it was like, as a sort of like tone shifting, you're sort of like tone setting, you're like, oh, I'm locked in. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We thought a low was that Bond tribute.
The Bond tribute low.
Oh, and let's put a pin in that because we will get to that.
Where-
much to discuss.
What was happening?
Something happened there that was wrong.
High.
Tasted weird.
June Squibb joke.
June Squibb.
Yeah.
About being
June Squibb should host.
Bill Skarsgård.
June Squibb should host. Like, host.
I don't know. I mean, I thought almost all the speeches, with the exception of like
Adrian Brody.
all the Amelia Perez speeches and the Adrian Brody speeches, I think all the speeches were uniformly great.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Like surprising.
Mm.
I don't know. It was mostly highs,
Yeah.
I have to say.
I think there was some good audience shots, like
Yeah.
Timmy
Yeah.
and Kylie.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought like
Yeah.
we were kind of analyzing where people were sitting, and that's so fun to do. So there was like some fun Matt and Bone in the front row. Like it was just like kind of
Yeah.
like that was so
Yes,
fun.
my
Like we're like,
sister.
yeah,
Matt
there
Bone in
they
the front
are.
row.
Like,
I said, that's for us. That's for the people.
Yeah.
That's for the podcast
For the
community.
podcasters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought there were a lot of highs. And
Yeah.
Conan.
Well, yeah.
got
How
some
did you
good-
think about? What did you think
Oh,
about
Conan
Conan?
was
So
great. I didn't
funny.
even mention Conan.
So
Very
hot,
funny.
like the perfect mix of like some jokes were racy and fun and a little bit like ooh, but then also just like very heartwarming, earnest entertainment.
Yeah.
I liked that, like, as opposed to Jimmy Kimmel, someone who like likes the Oscars, likes
Yes.
Hollywood, likes
Yes.
show business,
Yes.
Yeah.
was hosting this show and kind of talking us through it, versus someone who's like, 15th joke about how long this and like how self-congratulatory
Like,
this all is.
His jokes are all self-effacing. Like when he makes a joke and it doesn't hit, he's like blames himself. That's his
Yeah.
style. It's
Yeah.
not kind of about like all you obnoxious celebrities. Like
Yeah.
we didn't need it
Yeah.
this year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
And he-
I was cackling at the
Carla
commercial.
Sofia
The commercial.
Gaston tweet too. That was hilarious. Or
So
like that
funny.
was
When he
hilarious.
came
yeah.
out at Demi in the beginning, hilarious.
Yeah.
Very
Very
funny.
Billy Crystal style. Loved it.
I already forgot. There was so much I liked about the Oscars that I forgot that he crawls out of Demi Moore.
Amazing.
At the beginning of the Oscars.
Yes, incredible.
Had a great time.
How it should start.
It's
Yes.
so funny, and I kind of wanted him to do. I love the movie parodies. I'm like, that's to me that's
Very
what the
Billy
Oscar should
Crystal.
be. Is like a
Yeah.
song about a song about
Mhm.
Amelia Perez.
Or like Whoopi
you imagine?
Goldberg descending into the Oscars dressed like Queen Elizabeth or whatever she
Wait,
did that one year.
speaking
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
High Point, Whoopi and Oprah
Whoopi and Oprah.
dressed
Well,
like
Whoopi
they were
always-
at the altar.
Oprah with an Apple Watch.
No,
Oh.
Leslie
Wait, she was wearing an
representation is
Apple Watch?
important.
I missed it, but Lindsay was like, I think she's wearing an Apple Watch. Oh no.
It was perfect. I was like, they're married. I love this. They're in love. Kiss.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like this.
Kiss.
Whoopi looks so beautiful. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Whoopi, I hate when people are shocked that like Whoopi is fitted because
Yeah.
she's been an
Always
icon.
has been.
Always been
Always
a
And
has
style
Whoopi is
been.
icon.
also very dressing femme, and I think people kind of forget that
Yeah.
Whoopi loves a big ball gown
Yeah.
until she's in
Christian
one.
Siriano, part of the red carpet that I did watch, Christian Siriano hosting the E red carpet, but he also designed the Whoopi dress.
Yes.
And so he was discussing it as she was talking with the E commentator. And he said the same thing. He was
Yeah.
like, one commentator said like, wow, look at her. She's so glamorous. And he was like, well, that's the thing about Whoopi.
She's glam.
She loves a dress.
Let's
She
say that.
loves this.
So
stuff.
Oprah
Yeah.
mask, Whoopi femme. I was like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. It was so beautiful. They look so
No,
beautiful.
Finally, this is all I wanted to see.
They look so
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
That
have
was
to
a
say,
high.
I am ambivalent about Christian Siriano.
Mm.
I did not like his dress for Halle Berry. I did not like that. That like kind of like
We said
like,
it looked very
disco
VMAs.
Yeah.
It looked
But-
VMAs.
But
And, like,
the
the-
glam was
the-
beautiful.
Oh,
the
she
hair.
gave up the
Perfect.
Whitney Houston wig.
She looks like a
she
new
looked
woman.
amazing.
She
She looked
took notes.
amazing.
She
She looked
took
amazing.
notes.
And her kissing Adrian Brody on the carpet, I said, "Oh, listen, that was big for me."
That was
an interesting.
it was an interesting choice.
yeah, she really took it back. She took that
reclaiming
back.
the space.
She kind of did.
Yeah. It just
And she should have come out on stage. Honestly, she should have
Yes.
been
I
winning
know,
the wings
Mark
just
should have
in
up there.
case.
He should have asked her to get on stage.
Yeah.
as a gag.
Like, I
that
thought it
kinda
was funny.
redeems
I
him.
thought it was funny.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it needed a larger audience actually for that moment, not just like social media editors trying to get that moment, and then cutting to
Georgina Chapman.
She's fine. She's fine.
When
She can
he
handle
threw
it.
his
It's
gum
fine.
at her, when he threw his gum at his girlfriend,
I couldn't believe that.
Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife.
Okay,
Throw
but
the gum at her.
let me say this: I would rather him toss his gum off stage than chew the gum, chaperone, popping that gum during your acceptance speech.
But
No,
also
I don't like it. No, I don't like it.
Swallow the gum.
Just
Nothing
swallow
will
the gum.
happen to you.
No.
No.
A lot of things will happen. No, I'm not swallowing gum.
Well, this is not a health podcast, first, second, third, or fourth. But
I'm not
I
swallowing
believe
gum
that.
and getting shingles.
Is
Is that how you get
happens?
shingles?
What?
Again, this is
Who
not a
knows?
health podcast.
I don't not know.
Harrison Ford. That's how he got his shingles.
Yeah. Swallow gum.
Okay, I want to go down the list of winners and how do we feel about them?
Mhm.
Adrian Brody, Best Actor.
Boo.
Yeah.
I'm boo.
But the speech, I'm sorry, it was funny. I thought it was funny.
It was
The
This- certainly
5-minute,
comedic.
30-second speech.
It was too long, too
I can't
meandering.
believe they stopped the music.
It stopped just short of saying Free Palestine, and still
Oh,
he
well,
kept going.
It was sort of like, I don't know if you're gonna say Free Palestine
Right,
or not. I was
right.
like, what are you saying here? He didn't commit himself to a side, so he was like,
Thank you.
and freedom or whatever he said. It was like
Yes.
people, liberty. I literally
Too
he
much
just
hate
said
in the
words.
world.
Hate. And
It's
you could
us
tell he
against the
like
hate.
forgot that part where he was like, no, just a little bit more.
I think he was trying to work his way
Vague.
around to it, and then like,
Yeah.
but that's
It's just-
ultimately kind of how the brutalist is.
It's
Yes.
just a
politically,
bummer.
politically that is
Exactly.
accurate.
It's bummer because he has a very good, funny narrative of like he won an Oscar like so many years ago, and then
Yeah.
he did a bunch of direct like DVD movies.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
he's been in like geezer teasers for years
Mhm.
now, and all of a sudden he's back winning an Oscar. Like that is
Mm.
cool. That's what the Oscars can do.
Yeah.
And he kind of says that, but then it's like that's what you should be leaning in
Mhm.
on for
Right.
me.
I talked to him. He's like, "Well, I've been here before, okay."
Mhm.
But then I'm like, "Well, act like it," because
Yes, exactly.
But
Yeah.
this is the thing about Adrian Brody. He's so like, despite winning 2 Oscars, he's still like so outside of Hollywood. Like he's such a
Yeah.
New
That's
York
true.
actor. The way he posts those Instagram reels of him stalking the streets of Manhattan, like talking
He's
to
like,
random
"Good morning."
people.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Him titties out on the cover of New York Magazine. Hello.
Someone's
I
got to
mean,
do it.
He is a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Mikey Madison, Best Actress.
No, should have gone to Demi. Sorry, I wanted that speech. Happy for her. She would have won it. I don't know. I just feel
I
very...
wanted the speech. I think both her speech and Adrian Brody's, they both of those speeches just didn't impress me.
Yeah.
Where I'm sort of like,
Demi would have given a
if you are
lifetime
nominated
speech.
for an Oscar, you rehearse your speech 700 times at your house.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And when they go up
Thank
and they're
you.
like, "Oh, I brought paper. I prefer paper to phone."
Sure.
Sure.
But I'm
always
like-
leave
But
the
I'm like,
phone.
Mikey, you should have rehearsed this a million times. Same with Adrian. Same with literally everyone.
Okay,
Adrian's
but
not
that she
rehearsing
did,
anything, though,
because
you know that.
if
True.
she is a girl that hearts her eyes, she's a girl that can practice a speech.
Yeah.
So I was like, "What are we doing? Being
Mhm.
like, why are we not off book right now?"
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I hated the dress for that.
Oh,
Yes,
well,
I
and
didn't
Demi's,
like it either.
Demi's
It was
dress
so wrinkled.
perfect to
Demi's was
win.
amazing.
And did someone kiss her on her chest, or was it like a stress rash?
I thought it was a stress rash.
Oh,
that's
it
on
looked like
Mikey,
someone.
yeah.
It looked like makeup or something. It was really bothering me.
I just wanted that Demi speech so bad.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
thought it was very Glenn Close. I wanted it. It was close.
Mhm.
She was so Glenn Close.
She was so
I
Glenn
wanted
Close.
it.
Well,
I
like
wanted
Glenn
it.
Close, she was too dressed for the speech.
Oh, you're so
Yeah.
right.
She
She's
showed
wearing
up like ready to
Mm.
speak,
I know.
and then it was.
So now we're left
Yeah,
with like
it
the
canceled it out.
AARP speech she gave the like grown up.
Well, her Golden
movie
Globe
star
speech
Golden Globe
was
speech
amazing.
was good.
Yeah,
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I wanted it for her.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a speech that I was like, this either has to be so good or it's gonna be nothing. Zoe Saldana and for supporting actress.
She killed it.
She kind of killed
She
it.
killed it.
It was a
I-
great speech.
She killed it.
Someone brought this up last night, and it wasn't until like Zoe won, and then like the song won or something, and someone was like, "Has any speech mentioned trans rights?" And I was like,
no.
"Okay,
None.
no one for Emilia Perez mentioned trans rights," which I found really interesting. But Zoe as first kind of gets away with it because it was I feel like there should have been some course correction. Like at some point when Amelia kept winning, was like, "Wait, do you know what this movie is about?"
No, I
Yeah.
don't
Or
think
why
anyone
this
knows what
movie
that
is
movie is
notable.
about. No, I actually
Right.
don't.
But
think anyone knows what the
Zoe's
movie's about.
narrative is so kind of like independent of the movie, and I think maybe there's sense to what Zoe did, which is
Wait,
like, no, this is
What
my
did you say
fucking
last
career.
night when she started sobbing? You were like, all I can see is Avatar.
All I
Like,
can see is Avatar.
and I was like, well, that's how good the
Jake
CGI
Sully.
is.
Jake Sully, I trusted you. I was like, but like there was her
She's so
speech
good at
was
crying.
great.
I know.
Yeah.
No, she was great. I thought that was so good.
She
Mhm.
does, despite I don't feel like she's as overdue as some people did. But there is like a kind of journey woman's actor to her where I'm like, oh,
Yes.
you really have like been around for a
Yes.
while.
Mhm.
Although not mentioning trans rights, and also what she said about in the press room about like this Amelia Perez is like not supposed
Oh, I missed
to
that.
Yeah, represent Mexico?
Mexican. Yeah, Mexicans. I was
She was
like,
very sorry if
Oh,
you
I
feel
missed
that
all
way.
that.
And
I'm
oh,
sorry,
girl.
turn
I
it on a
said
little
the
bit.
spirit of Nina Simone is of Nina the movie is alive right now.
when just
Nina's-
posting a screenshot from that movie, like with no commentary needed.
Yeah.
Moving on. I mean, I just thought what I really liked is like she got emotional. She sobbed. She
It was
said, "My sexy
practice.
husband." She had all the
Yeah.
elements.
The
Talk about
husband
her
with the
mom,
hair.
We
her
giggled.
family.
Like
Yeah.
she gave us a giggle. She gave us a cry. She sobbed. She spoke Spanish. Like she gave it all.
It was like it hit all the beats. It sounded like it was like it hit that tone of like, I can tell you rehearsed this.
You
and I can-
rehearsed.
and I can tell that you're also emotionally overwhelmed. So like when you are crying, I can't quite tell if that was in the script or if it's real. Like I think it was just the right tone for
got
an
a
I
good
Oscar.
think
song.
it was definitely real. She's not
Yeah.
that good of an
Yeah.
actress.
We're talking Avatar. I do love a woman with a lesbian husband though. There's something
Oh
just
my
so
God.
powerful.
Oh
Look at
my
Nicole
God.
Kidman.
God.
How do
Yes.
you think she stays in power?
Keith Urban.
Exactly.
Keith Urban.
It's Keith Urban.
Zoe's husband and Nicole's husband have the same like
That's true.
stylist.
Mhm.
Their
There's a
hair
group
is
chat.
just so
But also, what's great
lush.
about Zoe is like every time her husband is with her at something, people go, "Oh my God, that's her husband!" Like
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
great.
and she's
it
like, yeah,
brings
that's
it
my
up
husband.
again, and that's such a great thing to
Mhm.
talk about.
Okay, the last big speech,
Oh.
Kieran Culkin for supporting actor.
Boo.
Oh,
Hated. And I know.
He found another way to talk
Look,
about his
I know.
I know.
I'm being
Well,
honest with you.
He found
That's a safe space.
a new way to talk about the fact that he has children.
Okay, let me say
He
this.
loves-
His,
he'll
That's
bring it
why I
up.
hate
his
it.
wife
Loves
is so
kids.
beautiful.
Yes.
Like,
yes, gorgeous.
oh
The camera
my
was on her
gosh.
the whole time.
And it can
As
stay
it should
there.
be.
I just like cut. And I know that they're clearly like in love and they have a very functional relationship, seemingly. But I was just like, why is every speech he gives about his children? And when it's about his wife, it's like, my wife who gives me children.
Yeah.
I'm just like, does she have any other skills other than like
No.
gestating? Like, I was just like, this is such a weird way to present and talk about your wife over and over.
We
and
really
over and
lost
over
the
again.
plot on him when he did the one-on-one actors for his variety
Yeah.
thing. Who was he talking
Coleman
to?
Domingo.
Coleman
Domingo,
Domingo.
yeah.
And he spent the whole time kind of
Hated
berating
that.
Coleman about how he doesn't have time because he has all these kids, and Coleman like has all these amazing hobbies and
Yep.
passions, and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he was like, I don't know how you do all this, man. I just have too
Well,
many
I have
kids.
kids.
Yeah.
Well,
Meanwhile,
he's a
he-
gay man. Do you know how busy gay men are? I was like,
It's
actually,
like
that's
Coleman's
more than
doing
children.
Coleman was like,
plenty. Coleman is doing plenty.
He was like, we practice, we rehearse, we do all this amazing work. And Kieran's like, I look at the script and walk in and I just wing it.
Ugh.
And I
It
thought
shows.
that like really made
Yeah.
me.
Ever since that
he lost
moment,
me.
I was like, I'm sick of this guy.
Yeah.
I do think that at the beginning of his speech, it did feel like a little bit more passionate and like,
Yeah.
wow, this is so
Mhm.
crazy. Like, I've been in a showbiz
care.
family,
Yes.
and I
You're-
finally
Yes.
like now we have an Oscar. That was nice. But then it's like, oh, then it turns to the wife stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do it that
And
He
way.
also
Also,
has
I
a good
just-
narrative to work with.
I
Yeah,
just
totally.
think
Lean
you're so
in.
right because I forgot when it started. It was like he was working on a different level than he was in his other speeches.
Totally,
Yeah,
it was a
yeah.
lot
And then
more
he was like,
meaningful.
but one story, and then dumb anecdote about like my fourth
Kid. Yeah. And she
Well,
points a
he's-
gun to her and she's like, I was like, she might
That
mean
was funny.
Yeah.
When
She
she
might
knew
mean
that she
that.
was
Might
part of
mean
a
that.
full bit,
might mean
she
that.
leaned in and she was like, I'm in this now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm part
Yeah.
of this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say my speech of the night. I'm gonna shake the table. Was the brutalist composer?
No.
Oh,
What's his
yes,
name?
Nosferatu.
Daniel.
Nosferatu. When he kissed
Daniel
on the mouth.
Blumberg.
Kissed on the mouth.
Yes,
Nosferatu.
Beautiful
First of
kiss
all,
on the
that
mouth.
was did not expect that to happen
Mhm.
at
Give a little
all.
smooch, got up there.
My pale king.
Loved.
He has Timothée Chalamet disease. He just looks so handsome and like indoors.
Yeah.
I
He
love it.
He was giving hunched over.
I love poor posture.
Yeah.
his walk backstage after winning. Did you catch that?
Oh, he
Like
was-
when you could really see his gait. I was
It
like,
wasn't a walk. It was a stalk. It was a stalk.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, no, he's an understudy in Nosferatu. There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
The other
fascinating.
thing, him
Yeah.
like singing at the very end of his speech,
Mhm.
like teasing kind of the Amelia Perez people. I was like, honestly, go ahead on. Someone has to
Oh
speak
my
for
God.
justice
I know.
here.
That
Yeah.
was crazy.
someone had to tease them. That was
There's-
so nuts.
There were two, when she sang, and also when that couple that went up and got the award and were reading off a phone and he said, no, you're doing it wrong, and then read the same.
Oh, for
that
um,
was
the
Yeah.
animated short.
that
Yeah.
was that was
Yeah.
torture,
Yeah.
and that was reason alone to cut those shorts from the broadcast. No, get them out. We're done. No.
I kind of
Bring in
like
stunts.
the anecdote about like we literally landed 3 hours ago. Like that was charming to
Yeah,
me.
but then he was
But
like,
then
"You're
it
doing
was-
it wrong. Let me read the phone."
Yeah.
And then he read the
Yeah.
phone. The same thing.
Yeah, that
Brutal.
was.
That
but
was
I also
brutalist.
want to say I loved the,
Yeah.
I loved the Wicked costume designer.
Yeah,
Loved.
Wicked costume
yes,
designer.
yeah.
the first black man to win in the
Loved.
category. I just looked up this morning. He's a Grammy away from an EGOT.
Amazing.
Oh,
well,
let's get him a
Really?
Grammy.
I bet he can
Instead of
sing.
read an audiobook.
Yeah, and
or
he,
something.
he had such a good voice too. I was
no,
like,
he
yeah.
was perfect.
And
And,
they also-
you could tell everyone was like so excited for him, and
Yeah.
that's like you could feel the room.
Rachel popping up like that. She was like, yes.
Yeah, some of
oh,
that
who,
could be
Zegler or
Yeah.
oh,
Zegler.
okay, okay.
because it was
Said
kind
it.
of like
I could be
Could be.
my queen.
it
She
was just so
there.
much Wicked standing, and I was like, look at all the Wicked standing, and then it was like Zegler,
Yeah.
and I was like, are you just
Oh, she
include?
popped
I was sort of like, are you just trying to include yourself into this,
No,
or do you
she's
really care about him?
Broadway.
But
She's a
then you
Broadway
no,
gal.
but then you realize like everyone must love this guy. Like you can just
Yeah.
tell.
Yeah,
What
I
has she
watched,
been in on Broadway? Romeo and
Romeo and
Juliet.
Juliet.
But she also that's her thing.
Not too
Also,
much. Not too much on her, actually.
Don't bring that.
No,
up.
literally not too much.
Don't get me in trouble.
Not too much.
No, we can't. We can't do that here.
Okay, the other thing. Okay, now let's talk about the James Bond.
Let's actually, before we talk about
Why?
it, a moment.
Literally
A moment of
why?
silence.
Literally why?
Also, I'm sorry. I need to start with Doja Cat's roots. Oh my god.
Don't you get
Oh my
roots?
god. She looked like me during the pandemic.
I remember. I
Bleach
remember.
blonde right before
I
the pandemic.
remember. I remember.
It's
I,
great
I
mistake.
choose to forget.
I mean, I'm so happy she was there. Like, there's so many funny. It's like I love Doja Cat being anywhere. She looked good. Her dress was amazing.
Dress was amazing.
Dress was
She,
great.
she like brings something always with her energy. She was giving
Mhm.
good red carpet interviews as she always
Yeah.
does.
Mhm.
Yeah, consistent.
And then you learn what they're doing, and you're like, why?
Well, it starts
Yeah.
with Margaret Qualley doing the tango. I was like,
Okay,
wait, huh?
wait. I like a bitch with a dance background.
I know you do, but,
She
but what
wants
is
you
her
to know it.
connection? What is her connection
That's a bitch with a
to
dance
James
background,
Bond?
You're gonna know.
Nothing.
Well, that's
No
what I was like. Are they
connection.
setting her up for being like? I mean, I don't think she's the Bond.
I just
girl,
don't know
but-
why. We need I need an industry primer as to how and why this happened. Like Amazon buys the rights to James Bond.
But this
like
had to
a
have
week
been
ago. Did they
This
know?
had to have been happening before Amazon bought the rights to
Right.
James
Do
Bond,
we know
right?
that to
Yeah.
be true?
Yeah, maybe not.
But also, we don't need to celebrate Amazon buying James Bond with this big of a
No.
tribute
Yeah.
when it's like we have no new James Bond announced. We have
No.
no
You're
even
right.
director
You're right.
attached.
Nothing.
You're right.
No,
No, they're
there's
showing
talent.
Miss Broccoli in the audience. They're like, shout out to the Broccoli family. I'm sorry, I
But
can't get
what
over her
confused
name.
me is that when the other big tribute of the night was Quincy Jones, and they have an introduction. So it's like, we're talking about this man because he is iconic, and here's why. And here are two people who knew him, and blah, 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 blah. Now let's sing some songs.
Yeah.
James Bond, it was like, and now Doja Cat and Ray. And you're like, why?
Well, they cut.
And here's Margaret Qualley dancing. Like, there
they
was
cut
no
to
context
Barbara,
to
and
anything.
Conan was like something, the Broccoli family, blah blah, James Bond, and then they.
It's not like Barbara's
Yeah,
dead.
they-
you know,
they did.
No,
like,
she's
there was
she's
no-
64.
now
She's
she's a
young.
trillionaire.
Yeah.
But I will say, Ray, Mike was on, but
Mhm.
the
Lisa,
first one,
Mike was
Lisa,
off.
and I mean, at least Dance Girl, like she was missing her mark. She 6, 7, 8.
There was
I'm
one
sorry.
moment I heard Jack go oop. And it was
Yeah,
like, 'cause
no,
she's
she
like,
tripped. She tripped. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
Yeah.
if the mic is gonna be
She
off, you gotta
looked
dance.
amazing. That's the thing is like
Everyone looked
It-
great.
I'll
It-
say great gowns, beautiful gowns.
it was so
Beautiful
great
gowns.
gowns, but like when you go into something questioning why it's even happening at all,
Mhm.
it's not going to be a good experience. And then like none of them are hitting notes really.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Doja sounded so bad.
Yeah.
was she doing an impression? That's what we thought.
But this is what happened.
No, sorry.
She
Was it a
should have
bit?
she should have gotten an Oscar for her Elvis song, Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
She should have gotten an
Oh.
Oscar for that,
Yes.
but she was ineligible. And this is what we get instead.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well,
I just and they were and then we
I'd
didn't
love
even
to know
say
why.
the three of them are there because they're
They have a
promoting
new
a song that
song?
no
Which
one
they
has
should have
heard.
sung.
It's a good song.
Which
It's a
they
good song.
should have sung
but
randomly.
no one knows that song exists.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So,
I'd never
but
know.
that's why
Haven't
they're a
listened to
trio. So they're like, okay, well, we might as well just use this trio that are promoting the song that no one knows, and they're not allowed to sing it, like the song.
Yeah.
because they're singing Bond.
I
Oscars.
Oscars. The Oscars.
These crazy
Having
kids.
said that, had a great time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that our group was kind of like, why
Yeah.
are we here?
I started cleaning up a pan during
Yeah.
the Bond thing.
You,
and,
like,
then,
left.
and then I missed it because it was so much chatter during. I was like, I'm missing something crazy in there.
Yeah.
And so I had to watch it this morning to like catch up.
Well,
and I
when
was
notes
like,
were
oh,
not being hit,
okay.
there was a lot of kind of like
Yeah.
gay
Yeah.
guys being like, oh.
the room like
And-
sharp
Yeah.
inhale.
And I heard someone say like mildly shady to Ray, like doesn't have it, saying it now doesn't have it. But it could have been
Well.
like any gay voice from the other
wasn't
room.
me.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
in
it
the
was-
ether, any gay voice.
a gay voice said doesn't have it about Ray. That tracks.
It's hard
I
to
don't
be
know.
covering Adele. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Unless you're
No.
Kelly Clarkson, I don't need you to cover anyone.
And honestly, where was she?
Where was Kelly?
And
Where
she
was
should have
she?
been there.
She
and
could
she
have
should have
killed
been there.
that.
She really could have. Okay, I guess to close.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
How
I've just been fucking
how will
yapping.
we club Charlemaniacs survive?
Mm.
Oh my lord.
Don't
I
act like
mean,
that.
No,
We live in the
bad
shadow of
time.
her good works.
Are you not you're not a Chalamet
I
girl?
I am not a Club Chalamet
Timistan?
head. Because I fear for my life and I fear for my sister over here.
Mhm.
It's
So I
really
have to
hard-
pull out into the sun sometimes.
It's crazy how Miss Club has made being a Timothy Chalamet fan like a
Dangerous.
stain.
Yeah.
It's like we can't just be
I
a
love
normal
him.
stan
No,
of a
no.
man.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to be you're either this scary woman or you're not a fan.
Yeah.
So how do I live in the between?
That's where I am.
I think that being the issue here's my issue with Club Chalamet.
Oh.
I think that she's fun when she's Club Chalamet.
Mhm.
I think that it's like kind of an infectious adoration of this person because it is like you've got age gap discord. Like it's weird. Like everything about it is like intriguing.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the other shoe's gonna drop with her personal account. I think that every once in a while her weird, crazy personal tweets pop
it's already
up.
dropped.
Many
Yeah.
times.
But
a few
then, like-
times.
But only
But then,
Bobby's
like-
bringing it up.
But I feel like no one brings it up, and
Yeah,
it's like
see?
we're having so much fun with this woman, and it's like I feel like she's gonna
You know,
say
this
the
is
wrong
why we
thing,
like
and
our
it's-
stan accounts to be
Mhm.
Brazilian.
It's just like
because they know how to do the work, do
Keep
the
it in
research.
Brazil.
I know,
fear.
and they don't let it get too personal.
Yeah.
You know, they don't let it get to them that much. They're just out to do the job.
Yeah.
I just feel
US
like at
citizens
some
should be
point-
stands.
Miss Club.
it's gonna
Did you see her
collapse,
tweet
and we're all gonna
after-
act like we were never fans.
After
of
he
Club
lost
Chalamet.
her tweet.
Congratulations to Adrian. The Academy has spoken.
The Academy spoken.
Of course.
Tattoo
I'm
it.
sorry.
Hunters were hers. Hunters off book.
The
Off
Club
book,
Chalamet
off
tweet
book.
has the shoe has already dropped. Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
personally strange.
Strange.
And yet she has a way with words.
She
And she
really
will be
is
avenged.
a writer. She's a writer.
Yeah.
She's a writer.
She's a writer and a writer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And between Carla and Miss Club, I'm surprised anyone got out of that place alive.
Yeah. We all survived.
Thank you both so much for being here.
Thanks
Where
for
can
having
people
us.
follow you and listen to Who Weekly?
Who Weekly is available where podcasts are streamed.
Yeah.
Like this one.
Wherever you get
so
your
if you're searching
podcast.
for this one, try there.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. One thing about me, I need a vacation.
You're always on vacation.
That's not true at all.
Where are you going next week?
Everyone says that, but I'm never on vacation.
Where are you
I'm
going?
always at a wedding or on a, something that's on a vacation.
You're like, I'm working, actually.
Yeah, it is working. It is working. But let me tell you where I don't want to go.
Say
The White Lotus in Thailand. Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, what is happening on that show?
I don't know.
Well, season 1 we were in Hawaii.
For sure.
Season 2 we were in Sicily.
Thank God.
And now we're in Thailand at the White Lotus once again.
Mhm.
And this season is taking a lot of time to like crystallize
To
for
do
me.
anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling.
But I am kind of obsessed with the fact that I think Mike White said a couple years ago that like this season would be about like renewal and kind of life and mortality more
Okay.
so than previous seasons. Everyone dies in every season, but
Yeah.
to be clear. And it was inspired by that one photo of Lindsay Lohan,
Absolutely.
like palms raised out, looking in the sun out, like there's like a temple of some sort behind her.
yeah, of
I think she
course.
was in Thailand.
My healing era was inspired by that photo too.
100%.
Wow.
And you know what? I can tell.
Oh, thank you. Actually.
So are you liking the season so far? And
No.
I did not watch the episode that aired during the Oscars because I was simply watching the Oscars.
Fair. I watched it afterwards, but I fell asleep 3 different times and I wasn't even that tired. I just
Oof.
was like, I'm cool with the slow burn. I'm hoping that things will pick up. But so far, what are we, 3 episodes in?
Yeah.
I'm tired. I'm struggling to get through each episode. I'm struggling to be invested in any of the characters except for my 3 sisters. My
And
gossip
let's
girls.
speak about it. Let's speak about it.
Because they're taking it right now. What are their names?
Okay, so we have these 3 women who are in their, like early to mid 40s.
Yeah.
They are friends from growing up.
Mhm.
One of them is a famous actress, and she's kind of brought her like two, beautiful, fun, but slightly, not famous friends on a trip
Happens to
with
the best
her.
of us. Yeah.
Many such cases.
Yeah.
And we have Leslie Bibb as Kate, Carrie Coon as Lori, and Michelle Monaghan as Jacqueline. Jacqueline
Yeah.
is the famous one.
And Carrie Coon, sister.
You
Taking
love
it from-
Carrie Coon?
I like Carrie Coon.
You
Did I
would.
think she-
I love her down. No, I'm saying yeah.
Why did that sound like a threat?
No, it didn't sound like that. Have you watched The Leftovers?
No.
Oh.
Oh,
wow.
I tried for a second and then I got out of there. I'm sorry.
Oh, you got to start from the beginning again. But yes, I love these 3 women.
Yeah.
They're the only ones really doing anything for me. And Parker Posey, of course, but we'll get to her.
Yeah, but she's, I mean, yeah. Let's
Not
get
too
to that in a
much. Be
second.
careful.
I immediately was like, I love this dynamic that is being so easily created between these characters. I understand like who they are, like how they're playing against each other. And I feel like they're the only people whose world I'm invested in.
Mhm.
And I love a bitch who talks shit. The realities of going on vacations with 3 women, 3 is a hard number, by the way. My mom told me that when I lived with 2 other roommates. She goes, 3s are hard. It is. Go 2 or go 4. That's what I say. But I unfortunately deeply, and maybe I'm digging my own grave, identify with the 3 of these women. It's like,
That doesn't surprise me at all. Who's
everyone,
shocked?
everyone listening is like,
Who's
no,
shocked?
oh, well, we know.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Clearly.
You don't identify with them? You got a little.
I do, but I'm not surprised by it.
Oh.
I also identify with Parker Posey. I want to be lobotomized. I want to be chilling on vacation. I want to be
Mhm.
like, don't even look in my direction. I'm not going to say hi. That's how I want to be.
And I like that crazy accent. I'm sorry. At first episode threw me off, but second, I was like, no, I'm in.
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
when, I love when actresses make crazy decisions.
So the kind of spread of the season is Parker Posey and Jason
Yeah.
Isaacs, who was Lucius Malfoy.
Malfoy.
Ugh, his sexy ass
I know.
in Harry
Mm.
Potter. Ever heard of it?
Their family.
Their family with they have 3 kids, 2 sons and a daughter.
And there's a weird
Um,
sexual tension between the 3 of them. I think let's be honest and say they're setting that up in some weird way. Do I want it? No. I saw Game of Thrones. I had enough. But
Yeah.
the something's afoot with the siblings, and there's a weird sexual element that is stressing me out.
Yeah. And then there are the three women, and there's Walton Goggins and his like younger wife or girlfriend.
Miss Mamas with the teeth. Love her.
Yeah, with the teeth.
Is this relationship dynamic working for you? Between Rick and Teeth Girl? I forgot her name in the show.
Amy Lou Wood. That's her name.
Ah.
It's not working. I mean, I think it's, yeah, I like it. It's not great. It's a little bit Sean Baker to me, but it's not,
It's a little bit Sean Baker. Because it's like, I want to understand what's holding them together or bringing them together. And there's like we get a hint of the backstory of like, they like partied and had fun. But like, and he does have a sexy voice.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about his body.
And body.
I will objectify that man. I just kind of feel like this is kind of my critique of the entire season so far is that it's like hiding the ball too much. What I like about the three women is what I like about, like the rich family from the Connie Britton family from season 1. It's like you immediately kind of get a sense of the dynamic, and there's not so much like filling in the blanks of like, why are they here?
Yeah.
And in season 2, this kind of began a little bit. We're spending too much time on like what's bringing them all to this like, exotic island destination when, hello.
Okay. Also, sorry to say it, Natasha is not doing it for me.
Well, she's had like 3 scenes.
I know, but every scene that she's in, it feels like she did the take 4 different ways, and they just pick and choose whichever take that is. And tonally, it's all over the place.
I think I just want something. She has no like motivation right now. Like maybe she's gonna have a romance with like the hot masseuse guy.
Sure, would love that.
But I loved her and Jennifer Coolidge in season 1, where it's like you see Jennifer Coolidge kind of teasing her and then tiring of her, and then you feel the loss from Natasha's side.
Yeah.
And in this, I'm kind of like, you're not like building really any connections.
No. I mean, maybe they're just using her to tie back in Jennifer Coolidge's ex who's there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't care about him. I don't care about his wife or girlfriend or whatever. I have no interest in that kind of conspiracy murder. Let me tell you who's taking it for me.
All right.
Parker Posey.
I love
Parker Posey.
I love alliteration.
Parker Posey, Hunter Harris.
Damn it, I feel so left out right now. Like to my core. I
love Parker Posey.
She is so, and also, okay, quick aside, her little Gap ad.
Oh yeah.
She was so cute in that, dancing a little hard. I love when white women dance. Oh my God. But she was so great.
You are so like Scarlett Johansson in Marriage Story.
Absolutely. I am those 3 white women in the White Lotus. We've established.
One thing that I love about Parker Posey that I hope this brings attention to is that she gave one of my favorite minor supporting performances of the last few years on HBO in The Staircase.
Right. Which, what's his name? Is
Colin
also
Firth. And yes, Schwarzenegger is also in it. Yeah. But yeah, I loved her in The Staircase. I thought she was like so, like legitimately, she's like kind of kooky and then becomes like just legitimately so good.
Yeah.
And in this, I'm kind of like, yeah, I've met that mom before. I went to high school with her daughter.
Oh, see, I don't know.
That's what she's like. Yeah.
Blind spot for me culturally in my lived experience.
But... Oh, I have some stories.
Oh, really? For off the pod.
Yeah. But I think she's funny. Yeah. I'm like, who cares? Like, she's being fun.
And I also like really need to get on what does she take? Lorazepam. I said, pop me a few. Let's find out.
I want to be sitting at that brunch just coasting. Like, I want to be beta blocker boots down.
She is so me, or she is so who I want to be when she goes, scratch my arm. Do you remember that to her daughter, who then scratches her arm? I'm like, oh, I need in this dynamic. Not in that family, though. That family freaks me out. I also want to talk about what's his name that we just, Patrick.
Yeah.
Let's hold the phone for a minute. I need people to not be thirsting over a man in general. I don't understand the Patrick thirst. 1, be careful about standing a man. Okay, be really, really particular about who you're going to get behind. And then go to a man's Instagram following. And then really be careful about
who is he following?
Like all these fucking right-wing ass, like he's Patrick, of course. I mean, but that's why I'm like, we can't blindly get behind. We can't blindly call, what did they call him? White boy of the week? No, they did.
This is the thing. Here, I don't care about who he's following on Instagram because I don't care about him.
Oh,
he does not rise to the level of consciousness for me. It's like Jack Quaid, no opinion.
As an actor or as in this character or both?
Both. All of it. I'm like,
I heard it was
sweetheart, we have I
Give
can't
him
talk.
his flowers if he was gonna get him tickets.
I can't talk about this when we have Glenn Powell among us. Like, all right, no, I'm not. We have Josh O'Connor. We have Mike Face at home. No,
I know. That's why
spending
I'm shocked.
I'm not spending a breath on Patrick Schwarzenegger.
I played flag football against Patrick. I didn't see it then. Don't see it now.
Nepo baby.
Yeah. See how I fit that in?
Yeah. You are so annoying. Okay, at the end of the day, the day gonna end. Who is the murderer? Who do we think? Have you heard the monkey theory?
I heard the monkey theory. I hope it's not the monkey theory.
This is the thing. Everyone's like, have you heard the monkey theory? Yes, I have taken a freshman film course.
Yes. They pan to the monkeys. I'm like, all right. That's how we met, actually.
Yeah. I don't think it's the monkeys. I think what's going to happen is it's going to be Jason Isaacs is going to like...
Which one is that again?
The dad.
Oh.
With like the insider trading scam or something happening. I think he's going to like panic and then like something's going to happen and he's going to accidentally get shot at by like someone in his family or something like that. I think someone's going to go there. But then the only thing about that is kind of like what happened in season 1. That whole family just feels so much like the Jake Lacey character in season 1 to me.
I know. I'm thinking maybe it's going to be the forehead, nice abs, sexy voice.
Walton Goggins.
Yeah, maybe it's him. And then maybe the multiple bullets that we hear in the beginning are just like the guards, the security guards.
Yeah, I think the multiple it's not just like one monkey gets a gun and goes crazy.
Like, turn it on. But, many such cases. Who knows? Many such cases. One thing about me, I love white on white crime. I can't get enough.
Oh.
We've got a story.
I know so little about this, and I'm ready to learn.
Oh, thank God.
I'm an eager student.
You are a genuine learner.
Yes, I'm a genuine learner.
Okay, so we have, sit with me, Alabama Barker, who queen of TikTok, actually. 19 years old, daughter. She is a queen of a corner of TikTok. She sold a lot of MAC Cosmetics products, I'll tell you that. And those aren't cheap, so that means a lot in some communities. So Alabama Barker, 19 years old. Daughter of drummer Travis Barker, who's obviously married now to Kourtney Kardashian. If you don't know, it's fine if you don't know. That just means your brain is working. And she is currently beefing in a rap battle with Bhad Bhabie, who is 21 years old. I'm sorry, children. Again, we don't believe in people under the age of 27 on this podcast in general. So just know this is a big feat that we're even discussing this and understanding what's going on. She is 21. You might remember her from the Cash Me Outside, Dr. Phil viral video.
Many were there.
Yeah. Cash Me Outside. How about that? Sorry, she kind of bodied that.
We didn't need that, actually. We all know who it was.
Racist the way I did it, and I'm black. Like, I did not like that. Okay, so they are beefing. And here's what's going down. So in December 2024, Bhad Bhabie accuses Alabama of stealing her baby daddy, just literally some guy. Alabama responds with Cry Baby, her track. It has its moments, but she basically alleges that like, no, he was flirting with me. I didn't even know that was your man. Mm-hmm. So I'm not thinking about you.
Mm-hmm. Are they friends or do they know each other? They just kind of know each other?
No, I think every kind of ghetto white bitch does know each other. And there's some group chat that
they
exists.
see each other at
we see each other.
Lisa Frank slippers store.
Cookie Monster pajamas on the streets in Target. So they don't really have any kind of real relationship, but like Bhad Bhabie, she's been out of rap retirement for a minute now. Out of, let's hold space though for Gucci flip-flops, 1, platinum in my house. Mm-hmm. And what was her other song?
I'm confusing her with Krayshawn. I just realized.
Really? Oh my God. Wait, Krayshawn, where is she? She was white?
Yeah, of course. Gucci, Louis, Fendi, Prada. These other bitches want shit that they don't even bother.
There might be a playlist that we need to create after this. But Bhad Bhabie, okay, so she responds with a song called Miss Whitman about Alabama. And when I say there was a murder.
Oh, that's the one with the lookalike, with the Travis Barker lookalike.
The Travis Barker
at first
in the music video.
I didn't realize Bhad Bhabie was so thick all of a sudden. I was like, is this Alabama Barker twerking on her father? Then I was like, oh, that's Bhad Bhabie, first of all. And that's, okay. Then I was understanding. That shook the table.
Yeah,
that really shook the table.
Hips. Yeah. And a lot of tattoos. And also sampled Kanye West, which insane that, actually maybe it's not insane at all that Kanye cleared that sample, but she sampled Kanye West's Carnival for the track. Wow. And obviously like, we have to talk about the Kardashian web of it all, right?
Mhm.
Obviously, of course, Kanye, Kim, and then there was I believe it was AI, like someone edited a Kanye feature or like a remix,
Mhm.
but Kanye quickly was like, no, like I'm not involved in this. I would never. I called
Wait,
Travis
a remix for
the Miss Whitman song.
Oh, okay, I see.
So apparently it's AI, it's not real. But I was about to, it wouldn't surprise me actually, given Kanye's everything, if he did for some reason find himself in a 19-year-old and 21's crazy white girl beef. But,
right, yeah, because he's very busy selling like swastika merchandise. Yeah, like
so not real, allegedly. But when I say I have to hold space for Bhad Bhabie's rap career, I think the bitch has bars, and we can acknowledge some truths in this house. I think we can say the safe thing, which is like, she carried. And I would be really scared if I was Alabama. I think it should end here. Or this is going to go like, this is going to be like the white ghetto girl version of Kendrick and Drake.
Oh, yeah, but it is kind of giving that very much because we have a girl who actually came up through the trenches of daytime television.
Yeah. Survivor.
And now has something to say about it versus a like rich girl from Calabasas.
Right.
So, you know.
Tread lightly, queen.
Yeah. It's some real cultural appropriation. White side.
And I will say the funniest part of all of this is Landon Baker, who looks like a lesbian. He looks like
yes, I've seen him. Yeah.
I don't know how old he is. I actually really don't care. But I love him just vibing on TikTok, doing his little dances, hanging with his little friends like nothing is happening. He's taking what Parker Posey is taking. He's like, whatever.
It is funny to imagine like all the chaos in this house. It's like one room, it's Alabama Barker like trying to like figure out what her next move is. The next room, it's Landon Barker just like
doing
dancing
a
in the
TikTok
mirror.
dance.
Yeah, like could not care less, does not know what's going on at all.
Looking like a gorgeous lesbian.
Wow. The other part that I thought you were going to bring up that I'm obsessed with was Romy Mars.
My God.
Romy Mars, the daughter of Sofia Coppola, granddaughter of Francis Ford Coppola, posted a TikTok being like, all I know is that Alabama's always getting her makeup done. She always has full glam to go everywhere. Like, where are you going? Where
said,
can
going
you
to the
possibly
Oscars every
be going?
week? Yeah.
And then she deleted it, and then it like got aggregated. Excuse me. And then she was like, "I'm not taking sides. I'm just saying, where is she always going?"
That is your kind of mess. Like,
no,
the way that you would get
is.
involved.
Truly.
Like, I'm not going to comment on the things that are being saying in the accusations. I'm just going to say, side comment makes you think.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Romy speaks my language. She's my Nepo baby of the
Through
year
and
of the
through.
decade.
Through and through. And mine is not Alabama Barker, I'll tell you that. Oh my God. Good luck to her. Well, that's it for this week. As usual, we are 2 online, so you don't have to be.
I think I'm gonna buy The Artist's Way. I don't know if I'm gonna read it yet, but I'm gonna buy it.
Just put it in the cart.
Yeah,
Start there.
yeah. That's a good place.
And if you're Alabama Barker, put the pen down. Do not respond. Stay safe.
Do you think she writes with a pen, or do you think she's like all type? Yeah,
All time.
yeah. And listen, one thing about me, my eyes still see Oppenheimer.
And they always will.
Mercedes.